sex abuse will be victimized again later in life. 60% of Black girls experience some form of sexual violence before the age of 18. Teen pregnancy is often a result of early childhood sex abuse or teen dating violence. Some state-level studies show that 81% of juvenile justice-involved girls have experienced some form of sexual violence. Survivors of sexual violence are 26 more times likely to abuse drugs, 13 times more likely to abuse alcohol, 6 times more likely to suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, 4 times more likely to think about suicide, and 3 times more likely to suffer from depression. I share these statistics with you all because these statistics were my reality. These statistics are part of my biography that started at the age of 8 years old, the earliest time that I can remember being sexually abused by my oldest brother. I had to think. In that moment, what was I gonna do? Because my little brother was disclosed to the family that my oldest brother had sexually abused him too. And this was in 2011, and I had to make a decision. Was I gonna remain silent, or whether I was gonna use my voice? And so it was in that moment that I took a deep breath, and I had my Me Too moment, and said, he did it to me too. I knew from that moment forward that things would be different in my life. I immediately re-engaged in counseling with the intention to move beyond surviving, to identify my purpose and how I could make a greater impact in the work that I was doing. Because I was so baffled, how did I miss that my brother had experienced the same thing? I was a victim advocate. How did I miss this? How did I miss it? And I saw the life that he was living, and he was struggling. And I knew I was struggling too. And some of you might be sitting here thinking, how are you working and you weren't healed? How are you doing this work and you weren't healed? Folks, there's no such thing as being completely healed. We don't have a period after the word healing. When you've experienced the traumatic experiences that I have and so many other countless survivors that you all have worked with. Healing is a lifelong journey. We have to disconnect in order to truly survive. We have to disconnect in order to stay in the game and to do this work. And early in my career, when I started doing this work, I wasn't doing that. It's because I was trying to be for everyone when no one was for me. But that played on my mental capacity and my ability to stay focused and to actually be healthy. And so I started my healing journey before I started being a victim advocate. But my healing journey just didn't feel right. I felt like a hypocrite, to be honest with you all. I'm working with survivors as they navigate the criminal justice system. They're courageous enough to stand in front of others and talk about their victimization. And here I was, a handful of people knew about my trauma, my victimization, and I was silent. I was like, I'm such a hypocrite. But also know that survivors share when it's safe. And why was I any different from others? And it wasn't safe for me at that time.